Good evening to all. In his absence, I would also address Mr. Vidyashankar IAS, all the distinguished speakers, the guests who have been invited, and the organizers. Thanks for inviting STPI to be with you in this August knowledgeable people. I thought I would give what we look at it as a nation growth in IT and how probably cloud will help the needy people. Challenges will be there, whether you call it channel partners or the other service providers. Each one can play their own role. From the government of India, our objective is to see how it will enable the growth. Just to give a glimpse of our last 2 decades. Fortunately or unfortunately, I am in the system in STPI for the last 2 decades. Started from Bangalore, went to Chennai, established an office there and served there for 14 years, and I am back here last 2 years back. I have seen that when we are trying to just look at how this industry has performed over the 2 decades. I could remember in 1991 when policy was not there. For every small thing it has to go to our own ministry at Delhi, stand in queues to get even a computer. We are seeing that regime. I was in STPC, other Department of Electronics. At that time there was no ministry, but we are seeing from there how it is difficult. Even in 1991 when the policy was made, it was hardly about 100 plus units across the country, which would have grown over a decade from 160 to probably about 5,000 units in the first decade. In the first decade, we have also seen more of an on-site job. That is where STPI played a role to see whether we can do bandwidth providing, net connectivity, whether IPLC or internet, so that industry will be able to move the job from on-site to offshore. We have played a vital role and seen that substantial business has happened from the offshore. Initially, we also have been seeing that there was a tiny jobs, it could be a low end of jobs. Few companies will be doing higher end jobs also. But from there, from the first decade, we have seen over the second decade beginning, industry growth happened and touched from 2010 we can say around 10,000 units under STPI. From a few $1 million of exports to you all know that it is 50 plus as an export and country as a whole around 60 billion this time. But we took 2 decades to grow to $60 billion US. Of course, the human resource that has been working for that directly, indirectly could be somewhere from 2.3, 2.5 to maximum could be around 5 to 8 million indirect human resource, indirect activities to look at it. And then in the second decade, really there is a lot more maturity in the industry with respect to quality, processes, handling the large businesses, and high end of jobs. We are seeing even from the real estate design technology, we see that we have more than 100 plus companies doing the very high end of cutting edge technology. And we are also happy that nearly about 100 of them are in Bangalore itself. So the industry has grown from such a difficult area of a policy level or doing business to a very high matured, high process, high end of technology. We are extremely happy about it. India is recognized, Bangalore is recognized for the performance of IT and the knowledge that we all carry. But if you look at the next decade, maybe from NASCOM or various other studies, if you look at it, there is an opportunity which can be just be from multiplying factors of 60 billion, maybe from 150, 170 to somewhere around 350 billion is what we hear from various reports. It's a massive growth if you wanted to play the game. Business models, the opportunities, the high end of technology where we have to work from very commoditized activity is a very different way probably we need to look at it. And even the study says about 10 million jobs. If that is the growth possibility for India and to position ourselves in the numero uno position, every one of us from the policy makers like our own ministry or the service providers like net connectivity or any other enablers starting from the various technology areas, it is everybody has to play with only one aim for us from the government of India, that India should retain that, capture if possible that 350 or 175 to 350 billion opportunity in the next decade. So the whole set of operations, you call it through cloud or non-cloud, whatever it is, it has to, our only agenda is to see how to make the enterprises to be more slim and trim, highly productive, efficient, cost effective to their clients, still be delivering the best of it in a very speedy, with high secure, of course, security is associated with that. Everything is superlative, we want it at a higher degree on it. That has to happen. Whatever that comes as the innovation in technology or the mechanism of delivery, it has to be, it's a welcome sign from Government of India and perhaps from the industry side also. Just to give you examples perhaps, Government of India, I heard from one of the websites of Government of India itself, probably, Nitya would have been touched on that because e-governance is his forte. Various e-government projects, there is a serious thinking to utilize the cloud as a media, to do it fast, to be centralized, to be easily managing. All, you are all there technically to talk about that. I am not competent to talk on that. I only would know that it should be enabler and it should make every other small and big companies to be more trim and slim and to be efficient and productive. I feel that the cloud would be able to answer this. But associated with that, if I have to little more emphasize on the smaller SMEs or SMEs what you call, I had an opportunity for the entire country under STPI recently. You could easily see out of 10,000 units, more than 5,000 or 6,000 companies are in the bracket of less than 20 million in their operational turnovers. And further, if you analyze, it is less than 10 million or much more than the above that range. Though these SMEs, if they have to be supported for their growth, and SME per se, they are not small in their technological area, which you have seen, and from the STPI data, I could see they are into very high cutting in the edge of technologies. They are into innovation, they are into product development, they are into R&D. You call it as a mobile space or communication or any other product. We have been seeing there may be a small segment of smallers in the IT enabler services. So if these companies have to be furthermore to be highly productive and to grow better and to be adopting technology, and their operational ease have to be there. So there I feel that definitely cloud will come and help them to play their support the activity. So obviously the topic would be how the channel partners of the playing can be well debated. It's a panel is there to debate. I feel whether it is, I bring out a kind of an analogy with other activities around. For example, you take cricket. I don't know cricket. I hardly watch it and I barely understand it. But still, if you see that earlier days, I used to hear that 5-day cricket. 3 days, 1 day, 20 something, 20 overs, something like that, how it came. Same players would have been, Sachin would have been there, few others would have been there, played entire gamut of kind of thing. Isn't it? So, the game is saying, you should play well and see that India gets or the team gets or whatever it is. But the way we play, the rules under which they may have to play, would have to change for the better of it. Similarly, if you take the cable network, cable TVs, they were unstructured, from 15 years back, you see unstructured. Everywhere somewhere was doing the business. From there to it has become a more policy-driven, controlled, but still people are able to play. So threat will be there and still the innovative ways of doing the business will be seen by the players. So in the similar way, if I look at it, though there appear to be a threat for the service providers for the smaller or SME segments into this kind of solutions, where there are reseller or you can say integrators or solution providers like that. In the cloud environment, definitely there could be a little threat for them. I would only see that it is a repositioning like any other analogy which I brought up, to reposition themselves, to play the game and still be making money out of it. As I could see some of the literature, it is seen that you want to play at the low value area, or you can play into the cloud, into high value area, still it could be smaller customers or clients could be there. It's the individuals or the companies or the channel partners how they have to choose and operate. And obviously the scenario is that easy play to go and fix up somewhere to a more structured and more remote way of doing this problem perhaps, which the experts will be talking definitely. So every other business growth that has happened will be associated with the risk or the threats in that. And there is a way already the industries or the businesses finds a different way to operate out. So similarly, if I look at that way, though the cloud appears to be cloudy somewhere, or a cloud burst outside just now happened, or any other, there will be definitely an Indus cloud, definitely a rain-bearing clouds will be there. It will give way for the different players in that one, either integrators or solution providers or the high-end of larger companies to play their own role, or to SMBs. There will be definitely a way. It settles itself by the business needs and the compulsions. I only wish that this will be well propagated or such more, what to say, that networking meetings or to convey the best possible side of the cloud will be well disseminated. Industries will be able to adopt at the early stage, especially SMEs. And of course, largest will have their own way of delivering their own services. So definitely every cloud will have a silver lining. I hope that there is a silver lining in this too. Thank you for this opportunity. Good luck.